Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Astrology 1123. I hope all of you are doing very well. This is going to be a general energy or general astrology forecast for the week of May 30th to June 5th, okay, for all signs. So let's take a look at some planetary, positions. So on May 28th, we have Venus enters Taurus. May 30th, we have a new moon in Gemini, right? On May 31st, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune in Aquarius. June 3rd, Mercury goes direct in Taurus. June 4th, Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius, right? So let's look further and see. I'm moving my computer here and see what what's going on celestially for all of us, right? I'm also going to make note of the timestamps because this is going to be one single video, so that way y'all can skip ahead to the video or the sign that resonates with you. I also want to make a couple of quick announcements. To those of you who have subscribed to my channel, I want to say thank you so very much, and I do appreciate you. I hope you know that I do personal astrology charts, consultations, it's all in the description box. I do birthday forecast, year ahead, solar return, family dynamics, career, that sort of a thing. I also do cartography. So if you all have any questions regarding that, please email me. My email address is also in the description box. My email address is therealastrology1123@gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll be happy to share with you, what the fees are and the charges are, etc. And for those of you who are just wanting to get your astrology chart, right, as in not really consultation, but just the astrology chart, so that you know what your rising sign is, your moon sign, your Venus, and all that sort of stuff, I do those too, and those are very, very reasonable. I don't have a personal consultation there. I just work on your chart and then I will email it to you. So if you want to know how much that costs, do email me and I'll be more than happy to let you know. The turnaround is like literally a day, 24 hours you get that. But for the other consultations, I do Zoom consultations. It's not just a question of, working on the charts and then printing up all of that and just emailing it to you. I do send you all that information, but I also have a very interactive approach to that, wherein we get on Zoom and then the time is yours. You can ask me any number of questions you want with regards to your particular chart or whatever we are doing, either a solar return chart or a birthday chart or what have you, or a natal chart. And of course, there are a lot of questions that come up, and I am more than happy to answer all your questions and explain things a little bit further. So you can better understand what the energies are, and it's just a question of, okay, so we know that this is the environment. How best can you manage that environment so you will have the least amount of stress? And also, if this is a great opportunity, how to maximize on that opportunity or the window of time that the universe gives you, that sort of a thing. So having said all of that, let's get started, right? We're going to start with Aries. Remember, this is going to be for the week of May 30 to June 5th, right? So for my beautiful Aries, we are going to start you off at 4 minutes. So give me 1 second. Let's get there for Aries. So Aries, for the week of May 30th, Monday, which is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to June 5th. Oh my God, excuse me. Whew. There could be a little bit of a almost feeling a little sad in terms of a particular primary relationship that you're having. And the feeling of sadness is not because something bad has happened or somebody's parting ways or that sort of a stuff. It's almost like your spouse, your partner, your intimate partner, whoever it is, your significant other, is probably expressing their true feelings to you, and you're going, oh wow, you know what, I really didn't think about this like this. I didn't know this is how they really felt. So it kind of not necessarily catches you off guard, but kind of you take a step back and you're like, oh, okay. So what I'm going to say is, take it for what it is. It's a good thing that they are confident and comfortable in being able to express their true feelings to you. It's not so much coming from a place of complaining, but just expressing. So that way, when you know somebody has the ability to express themselves, it actually makes a lot of things easier for you, right? So you know how to deal with the situation. Or if it is a question of, you know what, I do love you, but there are certain things that I'm not too happy about, this is a great opportunity for you not to get on your ego kind of a trip, but to say, oh, okay, I see it. You know, constructive criticism type of a thing, right? So take that for what it is. I'm also going to say, for a lot of you, you are going to have some good opportunities to make some money this week. But here's the thing. If you are one of those people who are looking at investing money in some sort of a, I don't know, whatever opportunities are out there, I would advise you to stick to more traditional investments type of thing rather than blindly investing your money in some cockamamie idea, right? So watch out for that. Your south node, Ketu, is a little bit malefic at this point in time. So there could be some apprehensions in terms of, you know, your behavior. Your family members or your spouse or your significant others may feel like, you know, why is this Aries behaving in such a manner? So that could have also been part of the reason why it prompted them to speak to you and express themselves to you. Okay? So try to kind of, like I said, don't get on your ego trip and don't get offended that, oh, they're finding fault with me. It isn't. If you take it in that manner, then, you know, I mean, it's not going to resolve anything. But if you take it as constructive criticism, or also, you know, thanks for letting me know, I really didn't know how you felt. Now that I know, I can make necessary changes, then things are going to go better, right? Another thing I want to say is, this week, as far as your work is concerned, you may not necessarily feel like you are getting the kudos that you deserve. You may feel that somebody else is stealing the kudos, somebody else is, you know, that sort of a thing. So it kind of may piss you off a bit, but you know what, it's probably only just office politics and things like that. So really don't fret too much about it. Now, I will say, in terms of, you know, new moon in Gemini, right? So for you, Gemini is your third house, and the third house is siblings, adventure, immediate environment, communication, you know, short trips, that sort of a thing. So when you have a new moon there, I always tell people, set your intentions, right? So this is a great opportunity for you to evaluate and figure out what's going on over here, and set your intentions, set goals, right? New moon is all about setting goals and setting intentions. So that is for you, my beautiful Taurus. If you have any further questions with regards to that, do email me. I'll be more than happy to kind of explain it to you. One more thing I want to say before I go is, June 3rd, Mercury goes direct in Taurus. Now, here's the thing. Mercury is communication, and Taurus is your second house. And second house is, again, your values, talents, possessions, ability to earn income, your family, your job, that sort of a thing. So watch out in terms of your communication, okay? So if you've had any breaks in communication in these particular areas of your life, then know that the communication is kind of going to get it's going to get easier for you to communicate with these people, okay? The channels of communication are going to be a little bit more easy and more freer. Having said that, I'm still going to caution you and say, right, whenever you're sending an email or things like that, right, don't just shoot it off, right? Think about it for a second, because once you hit send, you can't withdraw it, right? So just kind of think about it. And if you feel like you have not been able to, you've had your communications purposefully misunderstood, or people really, that's not what I meant, why did you think that? Oh yeah, that's the tone of your voice type of thing. This is a great opportunity for you to set things right and to get on a more positive track, okay? So now we go into Taurus, and for you, my beautiful Taurus, look at this. This is going to be great for you, Taurus, right? So this is going to be your week ahead from May 30th to June 5th. So for you, Taurus, on May 28th, Venus enters Taurus. Now, here's the thing. Venus is your ruling planet, and she's in your first house, which is Taurus. And what is your first house? It is, as they say, lagna, ascendant. It's your physique, your body. The first house also talks about how you present yourself, how you appear to others, how you would like others to perceive you, how do you think people look at you. It could also mean some sort of a maybe revamping your looks, revamping your persona, maybe fashion changes, hairstyle changes, haircuts, color, etc. And also maybe the first house is also, I would say, to a certain extent, a lot of people would consider it their home because it's yourself, right? So maybe you are having some renovations in your house or that sort of a thing, right? Wanting to revamp or kind of redo a little things to present yourself. Venus is all about the luxuries, the finances, the nice things, the beauty, that sort of a stuff. So that's great for you, right? Taurus. Now here's another thing for you, Taurus. Let's take a look. You have the new moon in Gemini on the 30th. So, and Gemini is your second house. Your second house is, like I said, money, job, family, your values, talents, possessions, ability to earn income. So set your intentions, right? So that is going to be great for you. And again, you're going to have on June 3rd, Mercury is going to go direct in Taurus, okay? Again, now remember, this is Mercury's communication and Taurus is your first house. So how are you using your body, yourself to communicate with people? Because, we talk about a body language, right? How are we communicating with people? The subtle messages that we ourselves don't realize we are actually sending out those messages in terms of body language. So think about those kind of things. How do people perceive you in terms of, oh, look at the way she looks so arrogant. Well, she's not. She's just, you know what I mean? So body language is also a way of communication, right? So think about that for a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sneezing and my eyes are itching because I just got back home from taking Bernie from a walk and it's getting windy over here and it is windy. So my allergies, fun. All right, now let's get on to the other stuff that's going on. Rahu, which is your north node in the 12th house with respect to your moon sign. So you could have a little bit of stress with regards to your health. If you've been having some stresses with regards to your health, it's kind of going to get a little bit worse, So there could also be chances of some disturbances in your personal life, which is probably why your level of stress is kind of increasing. That's aggravating your stress. And you know what, if your health is under some stress, your mental stress and physical stress, it all ties in, right? So if you're making any improvements with regards to your real estate, like little improvements, like maybe redoing the bathroom or the kitchen, or painting the one particular room, or putting on an accent wall or whatever, those kind of investments and little tweaks and changes are good. But I don't recommend you making like major financial transactions with regards to real estate at the moment, okay? Try to make yourself available to your kids, because they might feel like there's a little bit of distancing and that could have caused a little bit of stress. So try to kind of be there for them. And also I'm going to say, if you have children, try to pay attention to the kind of people, their peers, and who they are associating with. At work, I'm going to say your superiors may not necessarily be very happy with you, because they are probably pushing you for a direct answer, or like just tell us, and you may be kind of hedging for whatever reason, and they're going to get very annoyed at you. So if, let's say, they say, hey, we're working on this particular project, is the project complete, and you're hedging, that's not the right way to go. I recommend you just let them know, hey, look, I'm sorry, whatever. They would rather hear that than you hem and haw. Now, even in terms of, if let's say you are a business owner, right, and you were supposed to call a customer and let them know, like, okay, this is the estimate or whatever, and you are hesitating, the customer can get very annoyed with you and say, what the hey man, or what the hey woman, I mean, like, we're waiting for it, and you know, why do we have to kind of keep calling you and asking you? I mean, if it isn't ready, just let us know, but you not giving us an answer is not working for us, and you might completely lose that. So I'm saying you got to be a little bit more careful as far as your communication is. Don't stall, just let them know. If there is anybody here who is trying to pursue any kind of education, be you a full-time student or somebody who is wanting to get some certifications or finish a degree or whatever, this is a great time for you. Okay, so that is for you, my beautiful Taurians. So next, let's get to Gemini. Right, Gemini, we are going to start off at, all right, my beautiful Geminis. So, oh, let's go. Come on, Gemini, open up there. All right, Geminis for you, May 30th to June 5th. Now, again, let me reiterate. New moon in Gemini on May 30th. That is fantastic. So there is a new moon in your first year house. This is just fantastic, Gemini. Take this opportunity, set your intentions. Your first house is all about your body. You know, we call it the Lagna, or the ascendant house is your body, your physique, how you present yourself, how people look at you, how do you want people to look at you. So you have a new moon, so some changes. If you're wanting to make some changes or revamp your appearance or your physical self, your health, your appearance, go for it. Set your intentions, right? Starting off on a new health routine or a exercise routine, great opportunity for you to do that. Then you also have Mercury going direct in Taurus on the 3rd. So Taurus is your 12th house, and we talk about Mercury's communication, and 12th house is indicative of expenses, foreign stuff like foreign people, foreign connections, karma, hidden supports, institutions, intuition, etc. So when you have Mercury going direct there, you will see that you are going to have a lot more clarity as far as these particular aspects are concerned in your life, which is great, right? We always want clarity so we can make better decisions. So that is great for you. You could be a little bit more emotional this week. And so therefore, for whatever reason, right, just the way it is, the way the planets are positioned. So with you being a little bit more emotional, you know, your behavior is going to be confusing people around you. They'll be like, what the hell is going on with this Gemini, right? So, and people could be a little bit disappointed in you. And you will also probably have to kind of accept the fact that you have disappointed a few people, because people just don't understand what's going on with this Gemini. And I'm going to say this worry, whatever this is worrying in your head, could kind of affect your health. So take it easy. But see, another thing is, this week I feel like you're so wound up in your head about something that you are not focusing on or putting in an effort to accumulate wealth, or to look at your finances, or what in your finances is causing you trouble, or if you want to kind of, you know, if you're on a spot in your life where you have to reconfigure, replan, all that stuff with regards to your finances. I feel like you're not paying attention to that, because for some reason you're all up in your own head about something, and whereas, you know, rather than that, you should actually be focusing on your finances, etc., and your future, etc., and you're just kind of avoiding it. So try to kind of get a grip on yourself. And also I feel like you're going to have some unprecedented pressure in terms of household tasks. Like you may be called upon to do a lot of stuff around the house, which is probably annoying you. So I feel for some of you Geminis, you may feel like everything is coming on you at one time. You know how sometimes you feel overwhelmed. I'm going to say, don't let that energy get you down. Just know that these are transient energies. Time and energy is fluid, and this too shall pass. So just try to kind of say, okay, I understand this is not going to be around me all the time. I'm just going to kind of deal with it, you know, that sort of an attitude, and you'll get through this. Then let's say while you're doing those tasks, let's say, you know, the fan stopped working, or this needs to be changed in the house, or that needs to be changed in the house, or, you know, whatever, the fuse, or whatever, the, you know, those little minor irritations. Take precaution while you're fixing it. Okay, so be cautious. Don't be in la la land where when you're doing all this minor little things, right? I mean, be very, very focused on what you're doing and just be cautious. If you need to call upon a family member and say, hey, I understand this needs to be fixed, but I can't do it myself, I need you to come and help me, and they're like, well, it's not my problem, whatever, right? There is a way to let them know that, look, I really need your help. It's just a question of butting heads with them. That's why they're like, well, you know what, you can go do it yourself type of an attitude. So I would recommend that you kind of ask them, hey, look, I really do need your help, you know. And they will help you. It's just butting of heads type of situation. So you're going to get you're going to be a little bit more, unusually more anxious this month. A few ups and downs as far anxious about your personal life because of Jupiter in the 7th house as the 7th and 10th house lord. Yeah, okay. The way Jupiter is placed, you're going to be a little bit more anxious with regards to your personal life, and that is what is causing you to be a little bit more irritable. And your irritability and this kind of a mental whatever is going on, you being up in your head, is going to affect your work too. So then what happens is you're going to be a little bit of you're going to be creating a little bit of a situation for yourself at work. Not purposefully, it's just that you're unable to kind of compartmentalize the drama that's in your life. And in all honesty, a lot of this drama is all in your head. So try to kind of stay focused on your task and kind of... So for my beautiful Cancerians, this is for you, the week ahead astrology for the week of May 30th to June 5th. So on May 30th, we have a new moon in Gemini. May 31st, Saturn, semi-sextile Neptune in Aquarius. Then May 3rd, we have Mercury goes direct in Taurus. May 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So let's take a look at it. New moon in Gemini. So for you Cancerians, Gemini is your 12th house and you have a new moon there. So the 12th house is indicative of expenses, foreign travel, right? It also talks about karma, hidden supports, institutions, that sort of a stuff. When you have new moon over there, that goes to say that you have an opportunity to set some intentions, right? Whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish in terms of, you know, these aspects of your 12th house, set your intentions, right? And also, if you have anything that's been hanging around, you know, I feel like you're going to almost have a breath of fresh air, like new energy, new life is going to be introduced into these aspects. So, you know, yeah, foreign travel, foreign connections. You could also end up meeting people who are foreign to you, you know, either in terms of ethnicities, in terms of, you know, wherever they come from, etc. So, and also foreign travels. I say there is a possibility that you are most likely going to be traveling long distance to foreign lands, right? And you also have Mercury going direct in Taurus. Now, for you Cancerians, Taurus is your 11th house, and 11th house talks about benefits. 11th house, like-minded people, groups and friends. So I do feel that your communication with people who are like-minded people, groups of friends, that sort of a stuff, you know, your communication, Mercury is communication. So keep in mind that if you have had any hitches in communicating with such people, right, your communication, you realize it's going to be a little bit more smoother. You're going to be able to kind of realize that, oh, you're on the same wavelength, you'll understand each other, that sort of a thing. So let's take a look here. In the last week, you might have had some minor issues with your health in terms of indigestion or joint pain or headaches or, you know, that sort of stuff. If you had those kind of issues this week, you're going to see them all kind of resolved. People are going to be watching you and seeing how much effort you put into your work, you know, how you are motivated, the courage you have, you know, and how you handle and deal with your work or business, whether you are a career person, whether you are an employee or a business owner. And they're going to be very, very, what's the word? Almost like they have a lot of pride. It's like they're like, wow, look, you know, very encouraging. And also if it's also, the way you handle all these things is also going to motivate others around you in terms of your, like-minded people, groups and friends. They're going to be very motivated by you because they see you put in all this effort and they're like, yeah, that's how I want to be too. Then you have Jupiter, okay, which is great for you because the way Jupiter is placed this week, you're going to have an opportunity to earn some decent money. So take advantage of it, right? However, you need to be very, very alert at all times this week. Like, you have to be on heightened alert, because if you're not, then there could be people who are going to try to steal that opportunity and that money from you. In other words, they're going to probably try to undercut you so that whatever you are going to be able to earn is going to be reduced. So try to be careful, okay? Be very, very smart about it. Let's say, as an example, let's say you're bidding for a property, right? And somebody else is bidding for you, and you think that, oh, you know what, I got in at a good rate, and somebody is going to probably try to pull the rug out from under your feet. And then you'll go, well, Kirtana, that's an expense. How do you think that's going to be earning? Well, maybe it's an investment property, right? So you're trying to get in at a good deal so that you can flip it around and sell it, and therefore you make money. So that is an example. But on the other hand, if somebody's watching you and they're trying to say, okay, I'm going to watch him, let me see how he does it, and then at the very last minute they'll come in and they'll try to steal your thunder. So watch out for that. So this is a great week for you to be able to get rid of any hindrances you might have with regards to your family, okay? Because if anything has been holding you back with regards to your family, or you've had any emotional hindrances in terms of your relationship with your family members, etc., all that's going to kind of resolve, and there's going to be a lot more positivity around you. You're also going to have a very positive attitude towards them, and so will they, right? So that's great. If a father figure or a father has been having any health issues, thus far there's going to be some improvement over there, so that's great. And I feel like you are also going to there might have been a bit of a health scare for him. Maybe he has not discussed it with you, but maybe you have come to find out, and then you're going to be upset with him. But then again, it's again, the reason he is not sharing that with you is probably because of ego, right? Because they don't want to say, oh, nobody wants to say I'm weak, that sort of a thing, right? They always want to project this image of I'm strong, etc. But this is going to give you an opportunity to kind of spend a little bit more time with that individual, and and with that comes a little bit of bonding, which is great. You will have a little more increase in terms of your workload, which is going to in turn put a little bit more pressure on you. But this is not anything that you cannot handle. You are very much capable of handling this, which is fantastic. Your career graph, okay, is going to be good. Now, I'll tell you, for those of you who are students, I'm going to say that this is going to be really good week, as long as you don't let your ego get ahead of you. Cancerians can be very egotistical. Surprise, surprise, like a lot of people don't even realize that, but Cancerians can be very egotistical. So don't let your ego, don't let your ego get ahead of you. All right, so now let's get on with our beautiful, who do we have next? Leos, right? All right, my beautiful Leos. Let's see what we have. Leos, for you, for the week of May 30th to June 5th. Let's see. So Venus enters Taurus on May 28th. Then you have a new moon in Gemini on 30th. Then May 31st, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune. June 3rd, Mercury goes direct in Taurus. June 4th, Saturn retrograde. All right, so in Aquarius. So a lot of people ask me, well, Kirtana, why don't you go into in-depth information or whatever with regards to Saturn? People kind of freak out about Saturn. I'm actually planning on putting out a video just explaining the planets, and I'm going to do it one of these days pretty soon. So anyhow, so for you, when you have the new moon in Gemini, for you, my beautiful Leos, Gemini is going to be your 11th house, correct? And 11th house is all about your benefits, like-minded people, groups, and friends. So when you have a new moon there, so there is a possibility you will have new relationships being built, or your relationships are going to reach a new level, or renewed, that sort of a thing. Then you also have Mercury going direct in Taurus, and Taurus again, wait, who are we reading for? Leo, right? So 12, 11. Taurus is your 10th house. So when Mercury goes direct in Taurus, which is your 10th house talks about career, reputation, morals, and life goals. It's also your profession. So you could get some offers with regards to work, right, Leos? Some new offers. You may also change careers. You would also revisit your life goals, that sort of a thing. So those of you Leos who are into weights, like weights as in like real, that sort of a thing, be careful, because I feel like you're going to have to watch out for muscle cramps and strains and stuff like that, or those tears, muscle tears or whatever. So watch out for that, okay? Other than that, your health is fine. Jupiter is present in the 8th house, so investing in gold, in land, not real estate. Well, land is also real estate, right? I suppose it's going to be beneficial for you. I'm going to say, you're going to probably be doing a lot of entertaining this week. Your social activities are going to increase this week. It's going to be busy for you. You're going to have a lot of support from your seniors and your colleagues, which is great. If you are a business owner, you're going to have a lot of support from your, either your vendors, your suppliers, your business partners, that sort of a stuff, and even your staff, which is good. However, I will tell you, with regards to your work, all this, la stuff and feel good and everything is going fine is great, but the problem is Leos tend to kind of get complacent, and Leos can be pretty lazy. So if you kind of get lazy and say, oh, everything is going fine, I don't have to worry about it, you're going to fall flat on your face. So don't do that. Even though things are going good and everything is streamlined or whatever, you still have to be involved. You still have to be participative. Like, don't let it kind of, don't get complacent. Do not get complacent. That's the key thing for you this week. Don't get complacent, because if you do get complacent, believe it or not, like I said, and I don't mean it in a bad way, Leos can be lazy. So that kind of complacency is going to build on itself, and then before you know it, it's like, oh shoot, I let things run away, and then to come back is going to be a lot more hard work. So if you kind of are careful and not get complacent now, there's not that much of backpedaling that's going to be required, and you're not going to be is in a position where you have to do a lot of corrections, right? So that's what I say for you, my beautiful Leos. Then we have Virgo, correct? So let's take a look. Virgo. For you, my beautiful Virgos, for May 30th to June 5th, remember, we have Venus enters Taurus on 28th of May, new moon in Gemini on the 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune on 31st, June 3rd, Mercury direct in Taurus, then June 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So let's take a look at new moon in Gemini. Gemini, for you, my Virgos, is 12, 11, 10th house. So when you have a new moon in your 10th house, career, reputation, morals, and life goals. 10th house, work, profession. So set your intentions if you're wanting to 12, 11, 10th, yes. If you're wanting to find a new job, great opportunity, you could get a job offer, that sort of a thing. If you're wanting to make a switch and you're looking around, you can see some positive results. Then you have Mercury goes direct in Taurus on the 3rd. So 12, 11, 10, 9th house. So Mercury, Taurus is your 9th house, and 9th house talks about distant travel, higher education, your intellect. It also talks about luck, religion, right? Father, that sort of a thing. So when you say Mercury goes direct over there, so your communications are going to get more easier to be able to communicate in terms of your ninth house aspects, right? So we all know communication is very, very, very essential in life. So if you've been having any hitches with regards to your communication, stalled communications, etc., it's going to open up those doors of communication. And think about it, Venus rules Taurus, so all things regards to luxuries in life also would, you almost feel like, oh wow, things are kind of happening, right? So that's great. So now Virgos, let's see, and Taurus is your sister sign, so it's good for you. However, for some of you, like spendable income could be a little bit of a problem right now. And so that will lead to some stresses. You're also going to have a little bit of work pressure, and domestic partners and you could have a little bit of difference of opinions. So your North Node could, the way it is placed, it could be causing you to have some sort of a health issues, minor health issues. So like you may just generally feel like physically tired and weak and that sort of a stuff. But remember I said you're going to have some sort of a monetary pressure. As the week progresses, that pressure is going to be relieved, so you're going to see some money come in. Like I said, that was a temporary blip, right? So even though that pressure is off and now the money is coming, it still doesn't make you happy, and it still doesn't relieve the stress and tension for whatever reason. Probably because it's not as much as you expected it. So the inflow is not going to be, first you were upset because it was blocked, and then it starts coming in, but it's not coming in at the rate you wanted it to. It's just trickling in, and that's annoying, and that still doesn't release the stress, right? But I'm going to say, don't let this kind of block you from pursuing your goals and your dreams, and don't let it kind of demotivate you and say, I put in all this effort and the money isn't coming in. Look, there are some times that things don't necessarily happen in our time frame according to our timepieces, right? Sometimes things are a little delayed, but you will get there. However, I'm going to say, try to keep motivated and don't let this little blip get you down. So if you are the type of person who's like, I put in all this effort and I'm not seeing the returns at the timeline that I want to, don't do that to yourself. Just kind of go with the flow. And when that trickle starts becoming a really heavy flow, then you'll be like, oh shoot, I like, wow, right? So sometimes it happens, it's good. And it's also a good thing for you because Taurus and Gemini, right? So 12, 11, 10, and because if it had all come at the rate you expected it to come and all at one time, you would probably have kind of gone through it faster. Like it would have, the money would have come in and money will go out. You don't want that, right? You want money to come in, you want to be able to spend some, but you also want to be able to retain some. So in a way, maybe it's good. If any one of you are planning on going overseas for whatever reason, to relocate or whatever, it's going to be good actually. It's a great time to pursue that, or to actually like start the whole process. If your dream has always been, look, I want to relocate to another country and do something else, you know what, you will be able to accomplish your dreams. Trust me, you will be. Good luck to you, because you will really do good. And you'll be like, oh shoot, all of a sudden everything has fallen into place, right? And then when that happens, it's kind of going to uplift your spirit and your energy, and you're going to feel like, oh wow, you know, this is great. So when I say relocate to another country or a foreign land, maybe you have decided that, you know what, I have this great job opportunity to go be a Spanish teacher somewhere, or an English teacher somewhere, or for 2 or 3 years, you know, go to this other country and set this up or whatever. Great opportunity. You will really do well. Could this then subsequently turn into a permanent move, or is it temporary? Well, that's at your discretion. So I'm going to say, if the opportunity arises and you've always wanted to do it, grab it and go for it, right? So this is great. This is great for you. I love it. This is great for you, Virgos. Next we have Libra, correct? So for my beautiful Librans, from May 30th to June 5th, Venus enters Taurus on May 28th, new moon in Gemini on May 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune Aquarius on May 31st, June 3rd, Mercury direct in Taurus, June 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Okay, so for you, new moon in Gemini, right? Libra, so 12, 11, 10, 9, wait, Libra, so 12, 11, 10, 9th house. So you have a new moon in your 9th house. Wow. Set your intentions. 9th house talks about distant travel, higher education, your intellect, that sort of a thing. So if you're planning on going any long journeys or anything like that, yeah. And if you're also planning on pursuing religion or theology or whatever, great opportunity. Then you have Mercury goes direct in Taurus, right? So we are talking about Libra. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So 8th house is long-term finances, age, right? So when Mercury goes direct over there, think about all the 8th house aspects, right? So communication is clearer. Things are going to pick up if you have been pursuing a need or wanting to do something in terms of, let's just call it for what it is, like going through a process where you want to kind of not, how what they call like facelifts or whatever, like if you're looking at trying to do something to kind of turn back the clock in terms of your appearance and all that stuff, all that is possible now. So your South Node is not necessarily in a good place. So if you're going in for any elective surgery, I'm going to tell you, be careful, because there's a possibility that the recovery period could take longer. So don't do it exactly around the June of 3rd. Just wait for a couple of days, right? So then, so being a little bit more cautious is better. If you have a few small minor sniffles just before your surgery or your procedure, don't go for it, right? So wait for a little bit, okay? But in spite of all that, the second half of the week, I feel financially you're going to see some benefit, which is good. You may also think about buying a vehicle or a house. Your family members around you are also going to be quite happy, and they're, you're all going to be on the same page, whether it's buying a new house, a new vehicle, or whatever. So it's good that you have that support, right? I'm also going to say, with regards to your very close friends, I'm not talking about associates, but friends, you're going to have their support. There's going to be a lot of social interaction with them. It's generally a good time for you. You're going to have a lot of energy, even though you may have a few kind of health issues, like annoyances, like I said, in terms of like an allergy or sneezing or whatever. Overall, you're going to be fine. You'll have energy. And that's going to motivate you to organize social events. So you're going to focus a lot on that this week. But don't just blindly run off and say, oh, I'm inviting 25 people home on Thursday night or Friday night for dinner, and then not tell your spouse or your mate until the last minute, right? Don't do that. I recommend that don't spring it on them, because they're going to get annoyed. Common sense, right? Discuss it with them, and so that you're better. Not that they're going to say, no, you can't. They will, but they want to be kept in the loop. And for some reason, I feel like, not that you purposefully don't want to keep them in the loop, you kind of just forget. So please try to remember, okay? I feel like your social scene is going to be pretty good this week. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay. And also, as far as your career is concerned this week, I'm going to say making professional decisions this week, as much as you're feeling very elated and happy and all that stuff, highly energized, whatever, if you are in a position where you have to make some serious professional decisions, I'm going to say you be very careful and give it its due amount of time and thought. Don't be impulsive, right? And don't take those decisions or come to those decisions or conclusions from an emotional perspective. You have to think with your head, be very balanced, and then it'll help you. But if you go at it at an emotional level, then use your head. That's what I say. Then we have Scorpio. So for you, my beautiful Scorpios, let's take a look. Where are we? There we go. For May 30th to June 5th, right? Again, like I said, new moon in Gemini on the 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune. May 31st in Aquarius, that is. June 3rd, you have Mercury goes direct in Taurus. June 4th, you have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So for you, Scorpio, I am going to first talk about Saturn retrograde. So in Aquarius, so Aquarius is your 4th house. And 4th house talks about emotions, home, mother, family roots, affairs at the end of life, etc. So what is Saturn retrograde? When Saturn goes retrograde in those areas, it goes retrograde, and in this case it's your 4th house, and your 4th house signifies, you know, mother, your property, your home, your family roots, your emotions, etc. Saturn is asking you to reconsider and revisit all those aspects of the 4th house and say, hey Scorpio, listen, are you sure you've done everything you should with regards to your mother, your emotions, your family roots, affairs at the end of life, be it your mother's, be it somebody else's, be it your own? Have you done your due diligence in terms of your home, your property, your vehicles? Have you kind of, you know, this is your last opportunity to go and revisit and fix and change and edit and tweak and whatever, because this is the last opportunity you're going to have, not forever, for a brief period of time, to kind of make the necessary changes and to figure out whether, okay, this is it. I finally made my decision. This is my conclusion. I've cleaned up my act. I've done the necessary changes. It's like writing an article for the newspaper. This is the last time you get to edit this article, because once you're done editing, then it's like set for a while, right? So when Saturn goes retrograde, I feel that you should give it take it seriously. And remember, Saturn is about restriction. Saturn is about completion. Saturn is about teaching you valuable lessons. Saturn is about giving you an opportunity to clean up your act, right? So make sure that you've done your homework, you've done all the preparation you need, because when you go forward, then you are going to be absolutely fine, in the sense that Saturn is like, oh, you cleaned up your act, you did all the editing, you checked and cross-checked, crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's. Now we are set, and here you go, I'm going to give you a gift. So think about that. So then we have new moon in Gemini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th house. You have a new moon in your 8th house. And 8th house talks about long-term finances. 8th house talks about regeneration, occult, secrets, also sexual energy, that sort of a thing. So when we talk about the new moon in Gemini, I'm going to say you have this opportunity to start afresh in these particular areas. You have an opportunity to set goals, new goals in these areas of your aspects of your 8th house. And if you are thinking about wanting to refresh or like, when we talk about age, is it physical age, and you have a new moon there. If you feel that you have been feeling a little older or looking a little older, and you want to change your appearance, maybe get a nicer haircut or change the color of your hair or whatever, that's also part of it, right? Because 8th house is not just will, secrets, occult, death, regeneration, finances, and sexual energy. It's also age. So I'm going to say this is a great opportunity for you to get on a process of trying to get healthier, because it's like turning back the clock, right? The healthier you are, you're kind of, well, I can't necessarily say you're getting younger, but you're getting healthier is definitely going to stall the aging process. You look at it that way. Now, I'm also going to say with the new moon there, set your intentions, y'all. Set your intentions. Now, long-term finances, if you have any secrets and things like that, I'm going to say you better fess up and better kind of, deal with it, because keeping more secrets is not going to help you. I'm also going to say new relationships, right? There's a possibility for some of you, certain existing relationships could come to an end and new relationships could start. Surprise, surprise. Yes, I'm going to say that. Then we have Mercury goes direct in Taurus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Taurus is your 7th house. And 7th house talks about friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationship. I kid you not. For some of you, you are going to reconnect with somebody and from your past, and you're going to reconnect and restart that relationship with a fresh, new energy, a younger energy. It's going to be great. But you know what? You missed the boat one time, and the universe is giving you this opportunity to reconnect with the... See, the last time the connection failed was probably because you were sitting on your high horse, right? So, in all honesty, I'm going to say, whoever this applies to, Scorpios, that was your doing, right? And after you parted ways with this individual, I think you started realizing that, oh shoot, that was not necessarily the best decision I made. And again, your ego didn't permit you to go back and reconnect with them. So this is an opportunity. If you let it go, you let it go. That's it. What can I say? Free will. Take special precautions with your physical environment. Don't be la la land and just walk around like that. Look where you're walking, like simple things like that. Pay attention while you're driving. Don't be negligent, right? As far as accumulating wealth, being able to kind of generate finances, this is good for you this week. If you had lent other people money, you will be able to recover it now. Jupiter is in the 5th house as the second. Okay. You are able to earn some money, also to invest in a new project this week, which is good. Your social circle is going to be good because your friends are going to be very supportive. Your interactions, etc., with your friends are going to be good. You may have a plan or organize to go somewhere and to have fun with your friends, like socialize, and also to have a bit of a reunion. If there are a group of friends over here but you haven't met a couple of those other people in a long while, there's a kind of a sort of a reunion. And this also could be a reunion from a past connection in terms of an intimate relationship that because of you were on your high horse, you let it slip by. There's a possibility you will reconnect. But here's the thing, free will. It's this is the second time the universe is giving you an opportunity to reconnect with this person. And even now, if you say like, okay, to heck with it, I'm not interested, then let me tell you, how shall I say it, y'all? Because people get all up in, I hate to use the word your soulmate and your whatever, but this individual is somebody who is most definitely somebody who would be a lifelong partner for you, and you would be like really happy with each other. But free will. Sometimes Scorpios can get a little, I don't know, just weird that way. They'll be like, oh, well, no. Because I hate to say it, but sometimes Scorpios tend to buy into the fluff. And when you buy into the fluff, you miss out on great opportunities, If you have any issues in terms of achieving your goals, etc., you will be able to focus and get that taken care of. You know, your planets, the way they're positioned is quite good for you, so you're going to have a lot of good fortune. So use this in a favorable way, use this in a positive way. The universe is propelling you, is giving you the energy and the support, and say, hey Scorpio, I'm here, I'm just waiting for you to make your decision and take the first step. Show me that this is the route you want to go. If you show me that you want to go this route, I am going to propel you forward. And if you're like, well, then you lost your opportunity. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to, in a sarcastic way, but I'm going to say seriously, you need to be proactive. The universe needs to see that the Scorpio is like, yes, I'm ready, I'm doing it, yes, I'm being proactive, I'm taking the necessary steps, etc. So if you are able to show the universe that, the universe is going to push you forward, which is great, right? So that is for you, my beautiful Scorpios. Next is Sag. I want to know what Sagittarius has going for themselves, right? So now let's look at Sagittarius for the week of May 30th to June 5th. So Sagittarius, we have new moon in Gemini on the 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune in Aquarius on 31st. June 3rd, we have Mercury goes direct in Taurus. June 4th, we have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So let's take a look at Saturn retrograde for Sagittarius. So Aquarius is your third house. So Saturn is going retrograde in the third house. And keep in mind, Saturn rules Aquarius. So what is the third house? Third house talks about communications, immediate environment, short trips, adventures, siblings, etc. So when Saturn is going retrograde over there, Saturn is giving you an opportunity to revisit those aspects, third house aspects, and saying, hey Sagittarius, are you set? Here's an opportunity for you to go fix any little boo-boos that might be with regards to the third house aspects. Because, you know, when Saturn goes retrograde, Saturn is giving you another last opportunity to fix any to fill up any holes, right? Or to connect the dots, or cross the T's and dot the I's. So Saturn is giving you an opportunity, and if you squander it away, Saturn is like, all right, whatever. So if with this great opportunity, Saturn is fantastic. He's a great taskmaster. He is great at teaching us lessons, giving us opportunities to fix it and fix it again if need be, because we don't always pay attention and listen to Saturn, right? We are like, oh, we know everything type of thing. So Saturn is saying, hey, I'm giving you another opportunity, Sagittarius, you know, try and go fix those areas. So, and Saturn is a little bit restrictive. And the reason he's restrictive is because he's saying, focus. So do what you need to in terms of reevaluating your communication, your immediate environment, your short trips, etc. And figure out what needs to be figured out, your siblings, your adventures, whatever. If you have been putting off an adventure in the past, there's a chance you might get to go even. So then let's take a look at new moon in Gemini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh house is Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and there's a new moon in your seventh house. So friends, marriage, partners, contracts, relationships, husband, wife, that sort of a thing. So when we talk about a new moon, there is a possibility you may have a new relationship start, or your existing relationship might almost seem like it's the energy around it is renewed. You may reconnect. If you have felt a little bit distanced, you may feel like, oh, you know, we kind of reconnected. And life happens. Sometimes we get caught up with work, and you know, we're not necessarily all the time connected. You know, we may feel a little bit distanced from each other. So there's a possibility this is a great time for you to reconnect with your loved one, or even a new relationship start, or let's say you were dating somebody, they could propose to you, or if you're engaged, then you're finally set a date for marriage, or you may get married, or you may decide to move in together, or call each other, or say, now we are exclusive, we are in a committed monogamous relationship, that sort of a thing, right? Or it may be official, and then, you know, he may introduce you to his family members, or she may introduce you to the family members, be it same-sex or heterosexual relationships. And if it is, for Sagittarius also, I feel if there is a past relationship that's been on your mind, there is a possibility that they may make an attempt to reconnect with you. However, I feel that you may kind of be a little bit hesitant, because it's like, shoot, once upon a time I gave you my everything, and then you kind of stamped all over me. So now I don't know if I'm going to be so quick to buy into your spiel. So I'm going to say, give it its due consideration. You will know if it is the right thing or not, right? So that's that. So hang on. Saturn in Aquarius. So overall, I think your health is going to be really good this week. You're going to feel very lucky and fortunate this week. But don't be hasty in anything that you do. Be patient. Okay, you may feel very lucky, and you may feel like, oh wow, everything is going smoothly, and everything is synchronized, and wow, I can't believe it. And then we may get a little bit cocky, and we may get a little bit what's the word, I don't know, just lose it and go all ham, right? So still be a little bit, don't be hasty in anything that you do. Whatever you do, things are going good, so don't go overboard, right? So if you're having good luck, a good streak, then don't say, I'm going to take all my life savings and put it into it, that sort of a thing. Be very careful, right? There could be a little bit of irritation this week with regards to maybe certain situations at home. So if you are one of those people, who somebody from the past has come back, you will be irritated, because it's like, oh, now after all these years, you're coming and you're showing me this aspect, and you're saying, oh, I missed you, honey, this, that, and the other, whatever. And you may be irritated, because you'll be like, part of you is really annoyed, and part of you is really upset. So you don't know how to handle that, and you may kind of, obviously you're hurt. But the thing is, Sagittarius, I'm going to say, take a step back and really, really think about it before you shoot it down, right? Ego is a big thing, right? You may be on an ego trip and say, oh, it took you all these years, the last time around, you're the one who wanted out, now you're coming to me. Well, guess what? Don't do that. Really give it its due. And there could be some hurt feelings. There will be some hurt feelings. There could be some apprehensions. There could be a little bit of dispute. Y'all may get into an exchange of words, and because it's all that frustration coming out. So there could be a feeling of hurt. But, how do you deal with it? With maturity. If you're going to be impulsive and blow your lid off and have a temper tantrum, you're not going to accomplish anything. So that's your personal side. Now, with terms of your work, be you somebody who's working for a company, or be you a business owner, I feel like you have a lot of good opportunities. As long as you keep your head about your shoulders and you are able to focus in the areas that you need to focus on, you will be good. But I will tell you, things may go smoothly in terms of career and money, but you may feel lucky. But please do not just say, oh, I have a lucky streak, so let me put everything into this. You know what I mean? Be a little bit conservative. There we go, Capricorn. Okay, so Capricorn. So for you, my beautiful Capricorn, let's see, for the week of May 30th to June 5th, Capricorn. So new moon in Gemini. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have a new moon in the 6th house, work, health, discipline, and habits. And it's also the house of enemies and diseases and that sort of stuff. So be aware of that. There is a possibility you might come to find out that with regards to your health and habits, there could be some sort of a thing that crops up at this point in time. And also, if you are somebody who has not really paid attention to your health and your habits, etc., this is a great opportunity for you to set a new goal and start afresh. Okay, with the new moon, set your intentions. And it also talks about habits. So this is a great time for you to form new habits, right? But also be careful, because the sixth house could also be the house of enemies and diseases. So there is a possibility somebody may pop up and you may realize, oh my god, this person I thought was a friend isn't really a friend. So that revelation might happen. Then we have Mercury goes direct in Taurus, and I'm reading for Capricorn. So hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taurus is your fifth house, and fifth house talks about love affairs, kids, speculation, education, that sort of a thing. So when Mercury is going direct over there, realize that your communication, Mercury is communication. So your communication is going to get better in terms of the fifth house, whatever those aspects are: education, children, speculation, that sort of a thing. If you had a falling out with somebody who you were in love with, that sort of a thing, your communication is going to get better over there. Now I'm also going to tell you there's a possibility you may also have an opportunity to reconnect with somebody from the past. So that is for you, Capricorn. Now again, any of you Capricorns have any addictions, alcohol, smoking, this is a great time for you to be able to kick those bad habits. You may be spending a lot more money, like money is going out sooner than it's coming in, but you're doing this to try to improve certain things for your family, be it, whatever, in whichever way you want to talk about it. Could be your immediate environment in the family, in the house, or just on your family members. So there's going to be a little bit more expenses. You are also focused on improving your own image among your family members and your peers. But if you just go on a spending spree without really planning and budgeting, you're going to be in a little bit of a doo-doo. So watch out for that. You're going to be able to reconnect with a relationship, be it from an intimate relationship for the past, or even from your relatives or your family members. See, if you have made a commitment to somebody, right, keep up that commitment. Deliver on that. Okay? Don't just let it fall on the wayside. That is going to be almost like bad karma. It's going to hang around you for a long time. So if you've made a commitment to somebody, follow through on that, please, whether it is work or intimate relationship or family or whatever, right? So if this is regarding commitments with somebody's superiors at work, they're going to hold you to it. So don't drop it. Don't drop the ball. It'll affect you long term, your trajectory in the company. So if you've made a commitment, whatever the commitment is it with work? Is it with intimate partners? Is it with family members? Is it with friends? I'm not talking about money, but other commitments. Hey man, I'll be there, for whatever, that party or the event or whatever, or I'll be there for that promotion or whatever, that sort of a thing. Keep your word and keep your commitment. Very, very important for you. If you drop the ball, it's really going to hang around you for a long time. So then let's look at Aquarius. Aquarius, where are we? Oh, Aquarius, for you for the week of May 30th to June 5th. So Aquarius is interesting because we have new moon in Gemini on the 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune on May 31st, then June 3rd, Mercury direct in Taurus, then June 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, right? So I'll talk about the new moon in Gemini. So Aquarius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have a new moon in your fifth house, and your fifth house again talks about, Aquarius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth house talks about love affairs and kids and that sort of a thing. So when you, hang on one second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth house, yeah. So there is a possibility you could have some new love affairs pop up. You could be having some new speculatory type of a situation going on in your life. Then with regards to your kids, some of you may find out that there's something new about your child that you never knew about, and that's going to pop up. So you'll be like, what? So then Aquarius, for you, the most important thing I want to talk about is Saturn retrograde in, wait, let's back up. Mercury goes direct in Taurus. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Taurus is your fourth house. So Mercury going direct in Taurus, your fourth house is emotions, home, mother, family roots, property values, home, etc. That sort of a thing, right? Home, vehicles, that sort of a thing. So when Mercury is going direct, I feel like it's almost going to smoothen the roads, open up communication. Things are going to go smoother. But I'm also going to say that try to be a little bit careful when you're driving around, right? Possibly you may be acquiring new property, which is great, reconnecting with your mother or mother figure, revisiting certain things with regards to your own emotions, reevaluating your home, that sort of a thing. So it's almost like there's going to be clarity, intrapersonal communication as well as communication with other people also. Then the most important thing for you, let's talk about Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius. Now Aquarius, Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius is your first house, and Saturn does rule your one of your rulers. So Saturn is happy where he's at, right? So that is great. So first house talks about it's your lagna, it's your ascendant, it's your physique, it's how you present yourself, that sort of a thing, which I think Saturn in your first house, Saturn is sitting happy over there. So take advantage of this time. It's a great time for you. So do what you need to in terms of utilizing Saturn's time in your house, and making the necessary changes, putting on the final finishing touches before before Saturn leaves, right? So let's revisit this. Great time, Saturn in your first house. There will be a significant increase in your income, which is going to really help you find a balance in your financial life, right? You're going to be able to improve your relationship with people around you. You're going to be blessed with a lot of responsibility, and I'm going to say, with all the responsibility landing on your shoulders, be it at home by family members or be it at a work environment, you're almost going to be very proud of the fact that people think you are capable of delivering, and therefore this responsibility that has been put on you is justified. Like, it's like, yeah, I can do it. But you know what? I also feel like for some of you, you may feel a little bit insecure this week for whatever reason, which is strange. It's almost like you're kind of feeling alone. You're kind of feeling like, oh my God, it's like it's lonely at the top type of a thing. So you feel a little bit insecure. You feel a little bit lonely, and you're like, oh my God, can I really do it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I'm going to say this is actually a good thing for you, Aquarius. Saturn in your first house. It really is a good thing. Great opportunity to revisit all aspects of your first house. Really, it is. Yourself, how you present yourself, your persona, your physique, your body, anything to do with yourself. Really a great opportunity to kind of revisit and figure out and cut out all the white noise, focus on what truly is important. And Saturn is one of your ruling planets, so along with Uranus, so he is sitting pretty, I say. So take advantage of that. Great opportunity for you. Try to make all the necessary changes in terms of having a more balanced life in whatever aspect of your personal self, right? So let's leave that at that for my beautiful Aquarians, and then let's move on to Pisces. So for you, Pisces, so for the week of May 30th to June 5th, we have new moon in Gemini on the 30th, Saturn semi-sextile Neptune, in Aquarius. Then we have June 3rd, Mercury goes direct in Taurus, and June 4th, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. So Pisces, new moon in Gemini, 1, 2, 3, 4th house, new moon in your 4th house. Fourth house, 1, 2, 3, 4th house talks about emotions, home, mother, family roots, vehicles, property, that sort of a thing, which is great for you. So new moon over there, new beginnings, new starts. So make your intentions known. If you're wanting to start off something new, like move, buy a new property, buy a new home, you'll be thinking about all those things. Also re-evaluating your emotions and kind of figuring out in terms of, you know, letting certain way of looking at things and feeling things go. It's almost like looking at things from a new emotional perspective, right? So reconnecting with your mother, that sort of a thing. It's interesting for you, Pisces, because Jupiter and Neptune. Okay, so let's take a look here, because we do have Saturn semi-sextile Neptune and Aquarius, and Aquarius is your 12th house. So I'm going to say you're going to have a little bit of something going on in your 12th house, which is your karma, hidden supports, and institutions. And Neptune is about confusion, illusion, and dreams. So you could also face a little bit of a mental stress in terms of your institutions, hidden supports, your karma, expenses, foreign travel connections, that sort of a stuff. But you also have Mercury going direct in Taurus. So 1, 2, 3, and that is your immediate environment, communication, and short trips. So there is a chance you could be traveling. There's a chance that you could reconnect in terms of communication, reconnect your communications with certain individuals in your immediate environment, which could also be your siblings. And then you have Saturn goes retrograde in Aquarius. See, that's another thing. Saturn is going retrograde in your 12th house. I feel like for you, Pisces, this could be a little bit of a... On the one hand, you may see things going well for you. On the other hand, you will be a little bit stressed about stuff. So let's take a look. You have to find the right balance between work and rest. Okay? So if you have any health issues, you're going to be able to feel a little better, and you kind of find some solution to any major health issues if you do have. I'm going to say you're going to have a bit of push and pull in terms of energy. So this is a time when you really need to focus on being calm and composed, okay? Pisces do have that simmering temper right under the surface over there. They're very good at camouflaging that. I'm going to say you need to really keep calm and cool. Any past financial investments, you're going to see some benefit from there. Anybody has taken a loan, you're going to be able to pay back at least part of the loan. So you're also going to be focusing on and really thinking about improving or increasing your income. So whatever you need to do, take up another job, this, that, and the other, whatever that case may be. But for, again, like I said, there's going to be a push and pull, right? So I'm going to say for some of you, your family members are going to be a little upset with you because they say that because you're also going to be focusing on trying to change your appearance, right? The way you dress or whatever. They'll be a little suspicious about that. So try to explain to them that, hey, I'm just trying to be more presentable at work, or whatever your reason is. But don't be too impulsive and say to hell with everything. I'm just going to follow my heart and do whatever I please. Because then what happens is, if you're kind of going to take that route and say to heck with everybody else, I'm just going to be selfish and do what I want, people are going to start looking at you from a different perspective, and it's not necessarily going to be nice, because this is a very different kind of Pisces, right? And they'll be like, okay, something is going on that's going to lead to suspicions and this and that and all that stuff. And if you're in a relationship, how that works out, right? So also, if you're changing the way you dress, attire. This is serious. This may sound trivial, but this is serious. Let's say you work in an environment where people have to be dressed in business attire, and here you are, you're walking in, I don't know, wearing goth makeup or whatever, and nothing wrong with this. I'm just giving you an example. Listen, you do you, boo, right? Then people at your work are not going to be so receptive to that. They'll be like, hey, you know, what the hell is going on? And, you know, I know it's a fine line, right? HR and how they approach it and whatever. They're going to tell you straight up, that doesn't fly. HR or no HR, they're going to tell you, please refrain from, you know. But on the other hand, like if people are like, you know what, business attire, and you turn up wearing like a dress shirt and a tie and a jacket would go with jeans, they'll be like, dude, like what are you thinking, right? So just be mindful of those. Like when you are on your whatever, you know, dress as you will, right? But on the other hand, if you're one of those people, I don't care what the company policy is, this is what I'm wearing, then you're going to have to endure the repercussions of that, right? But I'm also going to say, this is the weirdest thing, y'all. For a lot of you Pisces, if you are wanting to pursue fashion, you're actually going to do very well. That creative field, fashion and design and all that, you're actually going to do really well. This is the weirdest thing. Don't ask me. Like, it is what it is. So I'm going to stop at that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please do give me a thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Let me know how this pans out for you. Of course, not every reading is going to apply to every single person, correct? So do let me know. I do appreciate you. Hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of other videos that I put up. And namaskar. See you in the next one. Bye.